Greetings, grand uprising, grand uprising, free people, give thanks and praise to the mystic laws of the universe and its protective functions and forces in nature that guide our thoughts and our path in all ways that are lawful, correct, and positive. Give thanks and praise. Graveyard shift, yeah, our style, our way out there. What is the difference between criminal charges in superior court and district court? Criminal cases in district court begins with an application for a complaint that's filed by the police, an individual, or other organization in the district court clerk's office. In superior court, cases begin with an indictment, which is a document listing the charges that has been returned by a grand jury. Now, that's a superior court require a grand jury by way of an indictment being returned. The grand jury is a group of citizens who hear evidence presented by the prosecutor. We know who the prosecutor is. If the grand jury decides there is probable cause to believe a crime has been committed, they issue an indictment, and the individual is then notified of the indictment and must appear in superior court on the arraignment date, which is the first court date. This charge does not mean that the person has committed the crime. Guilt must be determined later by a judge or jury. Actually, if it's a grand jury, by a jury of its peer. Interesting. So guilt must be determined later by a judge or jury. Once it's common law, it's by a jury of the defendant's peer. So, in other words, you're innocent. You are innocent until proven guilty. Most criminal cases begins in district court, and the more serious crimes are then brought to the grand jury. If the grand jury issues an indictment, the district court complaint will be dismissed, and the case will be handled in superior court. The district court is generally limited to deciding cases for which the maximum authorized penalty for a crime is not more than 5 years of prison time, although there are few additional cases set out in the statute that a district court may also decide. Them have a little list. Offenses within district court criminal jurisdiction provides a list of crimes that can be resolved in district court. All the crimes on this list can be handled in superior court because superior court can hear all criminal cases. If a crime does not appear on this list, it can only be resolved in superior court, although it may begin in district court. Basic information for our common folk. Yeah, man. our common folk. And again, we give thanks to the basic opportunity where we can do our own research, our own due diligent research. Yeah, we give thanks for them opportunity there. One of the reasons why I'm on of this platform is really for share the information for a specific group or class of people, which is I call them the base people, where we are trying to bring them to the basic level. Common folk. People will never hear of them kind of information yet. So again, the advanced people them have to excuse us and I take what we are dealing with to, offensive if it is. More time we share information and people have different views, so then you know, we shoot subliminal arrows and we are say it's not necessary. We have to move forward. For a man such as I, who is totally and completely receptive to learning, then we're going to choose to apply ourselves in that area, learn. So we stay receptive. If I, man, as it is now, know there's a foreign construct in place, then I man have to separate myself from that foreign construct naturally. And the moment that foreign construct are going to bring me within their jurisdictional area, such as a courtroom setting, then my very first act would be to challenge the jurisdiction, which is the authority and control of that foreign construct with a courtroom setting. When we say we are challenge the jurisdiction, it's not to be rude, it's not to be combative, it's not to be disrespectful. It's always for honorable clarification. Always for honorable clarification. Now, if you can demonstrate that you have jurisdiction, then we can move forward. When you can't demonstrate that, which is always an impossibility, then the case of a dismiss and dash way. Now, if I man have to challenge the jurisdiction of the court, we're going to challenge the jurisdiction on the grounds that they have exceeded that jurisdiction, meaning they are moving past whatever authority, that is in place as a corporate construct. So I, as a living man, no corporate entity can gain any kind of jurisdiction over I without force. Without force, I'll never consent to being ruled or governed by any foreign construct. Yeah, man. So if whatever state government does not have jurisdiction granted by whatever constitution that is in place, then they cannot take that jurisdiction by force or by any other means. And if they choose to take that jurisdiction, this is why we can say, well, you have exceeded your, authority. And by exceeding your authority, you have caused injury. Yeah, man. And by causing injury, you now owe I compensation for damages. So this is the approach of this plain man in his sovereign state capacity, always willing to learn, but is not afraid to make his stand. And when I need a group participation to stand up and say, I am a free man. I people here on the island of Zamayaka, now called Jamaica, listen carefully. In this capacity as I am, I represent what it is to be free in this time. And I repeat that. I, as a man, on this island so-called represent what it is to be free in this time. This is no arrogance. This is just a truth. Yeah, man. With my experience entering the jurisdiction of that court, yeah, I've learned a lot, still learning, and I've had an opportunity to present myself, and I did. And it was a learning process. Again, I'll repeat that learning process, because we weren't taught these things. One of the things where I feel for do in a lot of these proceedings that I have encountered was to object. I've objected to a few things earlier on, but as we go along, I will heap of different things, and yeah, try a lot of things, yeah, experiment with a lot of different things. But there are some basic things where I think the court itself will acknowledge, especially a resident magistrate or a judge who is honorable, and usually most of them are. I'll tell you that. I will give them that. Most of the judges or the resident magistrate they coming forth in front are honorable people, but then you have to place them in a position for, you know, say, require. Because we're not going to say we have a demand, we're going to say require them being honorable. How do we do that? For a man such as I will always say invoke them oaths, and that is specifically the public oath which is connected to the bond. By now, most people know these people, we have more than one oath. And when I will invoke that oath of office, then I'm able to initiate contract. Yeah, man. But it's not every judge I go really acknowledge you or speak that way. This is why I no ramp with paperwork. When I work my court, I service my court. I put all kind of information in my court just in case. It's on that record. Now at this point where we keep learning, then if I was to do this thing all over again, it would be really interesting. Yeah, man. Really interesting people. So I love to come out here and talk to my people. I call it philosophical reasoning. Yeah, man. And this is the graveyard shift. So when I look for a crowd. Yeah. So again, at no time we are going to put ourselves in a position for say, we are look fanfare. You know what I mean? Or any kind of accolades out here. You understand? And through we bold and brave and we firm and strong, when I play the sissy role, we not necessarily have to seek clout. We not necessarily have to look clout. And we not have no interest in a clout. If we come across platform sharing information where we can resonate with, then we salute those platforms and we share those information only because we are in a public area, public arena. When you have a private thing where you don't want nobody to look at or share it, you make it private. just like the people them within their Patreon. And if people have any interest, then they'll pay for the access those kind of information. So when on a platform like ours, with a man like I share all different kind of information from all different kind of people, from all different kind of location, it is just that information share, shining light on information, so I base people can at least become cognizant of different information, alternative information, and different set of ideas out there. That's nothing to do with I as a man. Really? Everything to do with the information. So at no time again, we are here to try to undermine anybody's platform. We are maintaining a code where we are saying we're not going to really talk bad about our people. We even go as far as saying we can identify who is our people. Anytime you come against I adversarially, you can never be the people of mine, irrespective of which mama you come out of. If I have a twin brother and him become my adversary, then we have to go divorce as being brothers. Because you can't be a brother to me and be adversarial at the same time. The moment you're adversarial, you demonstrate the satanic nature that is within you, or that way you go adapt somewhere or go learn somewhere. So this is why our advocacy is only freedom, free dominion, free domain. Everything else is a bonus. And any entity out there that come against this kind of advocacy, then we view you as adversary. You can never be my brother, and you can never be my friend. And as an adversary, you're already demonstrating that you can only be an enemy. So this is clarity. This is clarity. Yeah, man. For all the platforms out there, we have say salute. The ones them that talk in this truth. And to the truth keepers, along with the truth seekers, we say salute. Again, for clarity, honorable clarification. When a free man such as I speak, then it's just that, a free man of speak. And when I say we are Americans, listen, I love to say reasoning with logic. And this is how, we should be learning. We're not necessarily learn by our own experience. We're not fear suffer, fear learn, in other words. So I always emphasize reason with logic, man. Knowledge over ignorance. When we use the term America and American, it's only to signify the fact that we are here first. And with all the foreigners that come here after us, claiming to be American, we shouldn't have a problem to make that claim as American Aborigines or Aboriginal Americans here. You know what I mean? And when even I would use Negroid and Negro, then we have to go remove that. Just like how we want to choose to remove the term black. And we just say Aborigines. Or we just say original. However, we can't dismiss the fact that we are Americans. Because remember, this term America was in place before they coined the phrase the United States of America, which is the corporation. The continent of America was in place before the foreign construct came here. So we should not get into semantic with words when foreigners are claimed to be American and attaining whatever benefits and privilege that comes with being an American. If you want to be specific, we can call all foreigners federal citizens. Federal, American, meaning state created or Congress created people. Fictions. So these are our kind of distinctions. So when I like play back and forth games, because we're not sissy, we're not going to do that. You know what I mean? When we speak with clarity, clearly. And if we're in an error and there is correction to be made, we now have them issue that. We, make amends or amendment to whatever the issue is. But for my base people, especially here on this island, where we have a common folk, a build up and a develop land where the government intrude on these people and tell the people themselves the land a private land. There's no such thing. And if whatever sugar company claim these kind of land, then we can challenge those claims. We have to remove these, systems of, colonial legacy, these legacy of slavery, like these money musk, these major, organizations or entities, sugar industry, a claim to own plantation, our own land here. So what happened to you as the original people? You supersede any claim here. But however, if you're claiming to be African, then it's a whole different ball game. But I'm saying, if we the people make up the government or create a government, then why the government, who are the public servant, push you guys around? That's the question I would have asked. Because I know time to come, I'm going to look out there and I'm going to want X amount of property, and I can't wait for them to tell me say a crown land or any government entity give me any talk. You understand? Because any talk what them are going to give me, we're going to have to go in some form of court of law. You understand? And the moment you carry me in your court of law, then my victory is sure. Now, an issue. And what me I say, it applies for every man that is free, the free inhabitants of this land. I can't talk for the people who volunteer to be slaves, who delegate their authority to some political entity for whatever it is. We don't necessarily can speak on those people's behalf because you're already in contract. You understand? This is why our advocacy is simply freedom, freedom in and freedom in. Nothing to do with commerce. Absolutely nothing to do with commerce. I've demonstrated that the moment you do not subscribe or subject yourself to foreign rule or authority cannot gain any kind of control or jurisdiction over you, even if them come with their brute force. The truth is always supreme. And I say, when you go in a courthouse, talk is cheap. When you talk, them not hear you. But you see, when you open your own court and service it correctly, that's when you're in business. And I've done these things. No arrogance here. Wasn't a big group. This is why I challenge a lot of these people out here teaching all kind of things to demonstrate, just like how I can demonstrate that I represent what it is to be free. Yeah, man. Demonstrate that. Show me, say, the United States government have to just respect you as a free man and have no authority or control over you. This is how we should express ourselves, separate and apart from this foreign construct. And I think all you have to do is, put it in writing and express it that way. Yeah, man, you know, have to get physical per se. No. Just make your pen be a sword and make the truth stand supreme and celebrate your victory with humility. Again, hopefully, we bring a little clarity to some of the issues that, that's out there. And again, as a free man, we do have to say give thanks for the truth keepers. Give thanks for the truth seekers. Give thanks for the platforms where I share information that bring a difference. That we give thanks for. We have a lot of entertainment out there. You know what I mean? And we don't have a problem being entertained. However, for the people where is about it, we not just a talk it. Me give a special shout out to you folk we are do it. The ones them were truly active. The ones them were travel out there. The ones them we know them automobile na register and insure with a foreign corporate construct. The ones them we know a foreign corporate construct or its agent cannot speak without breaking the laws. They cannot interact without your permission or they will be breaking the laws. And we are aware that this foreign construct is the ones that's armed. When they go into the court, them alone have all kind of armory and all these things. So we have to use law. We have to use reason with logic. And we have to use humility. This is why I must stress the point where we say, show respect out there. Even now, the only time you see me will get away and some man will say me disrespectful is when me I return the disrespect. You understand? Because me is a man not have no problem. Don't feel you got box me in my face. I'm gonna fling back a box for you. Don't shoot me and think me not gonna shoot you. Don't spit on me and think me not gonna spit back on you. You understand? Don't come at me as an enemy and think me gonna embrace you as a friend. Don't do it. Tenfold where we return anything we want to send at us. Tenfold. And we keep it simple. Yeah, man. And we still express our humility. The new narrative is that everybody is African descent. That is the narrative of our colonizers now, both white and black, if you're going to use color. We have colonizers of different variations, I people. We have colonizers of different variations. So don't let it be a color issue. Yeah, man. You have a spirit that is just naturally satanic, and you have a spirit that is just naturally, either say, godly, angelic, or just the ones them have to demonstrate what animate them by their actions. And we're not talking about you just being upset and a rant. No, we are talking about your conscious day-to-day activities over the years, over the centuries by your bloodline. This is why I say if you was a traitor yesterday, you will be a traitor today, and you'll be a traitor tomorrow. It's an ancestry thing. Yeah, man. It runs through an ancestral lineage. That very, treacherous blood. So I people, that we choose to be vigilant. Let's listen, let's observe, and let us learn. As my good brethren Condrap would say, dodge the hijack. And when we say dodge the hijack, we mean the things them wanna flow, you ignore that, man. The things them where you cannot verify or validate, you ignore that, man. And keep where you can validate, where you can verify. So we have to dodge the hijack when people are going to tell you one set of things, we are going to mislead you. This is what we mean when we say dodge the hijack. For the Rastafari community, we say salute. But I man always I say, I not worship no foreign king, I not hail no foreign God, I not give nothing to no foreign, nothing at all. But that is just I. Yeah, man. Because I know there is usurpation everywhere, because the earth is out of course. Now the earth will correct itself with truth, which is supreme. Philosophical reasoning, my people. Yeah, man. I am that philosopher around here, whether I like it or not. The beauty for I is that information is there where people can listen to certain narratives. And once can look and know I man I say certain things long time. We're not new. So no man when new I would just start shine out there. Won't be able to say, hey, this money have my information and that. Man, I said there is no such thing, my people. Them say all information are useful. So you always have to take what you need at that moment and leave the rest. Everybody loves say ego and ego this and ego that. All the way have with ego. But the man will put in the work have a right to express himself as such. And for others will choose to stay behind the scenes. And I said them I do all kind of things which is unseen. That a fit them thing. We never can talk about that when we can't see it. If you are say you're free and you're there in your closet being free, then we don't know about it. We don't know about it. We don't have the arrogance. We don't have nothing to show off. And we never been a sacrificial lamb for no one out here. We just live our basic, everyday live. Nothing fancy. But if you pull up on me, you're going to see my pro box. Nothing fancy. You understand? And if you check me, you're going to hear me say, nothing fancy. You understand? Nothing fancy. But we are live freely. That's our choice. And we are learn daily. We must. And we say, commerce is the elephant in the room. The commercial system that is in place is foreign to our people who are the original Americans here. We now talk about all these immigrants who migrate from all over the world and come to this location claiming to be American through naturalization and all these other fictition of things. Yeah, we comprehend it. It's that system. But we as a people are separate and apart until our people choose to assimilate. That's a free will choice. You can't interfere with people's free will choice. Yeah, man. So as we always say, the race is not for the swift, nor necessarily for the strong, but for the ones them who choose to endure to the victorious end. And we say, bold and brave, firm and strong. Ahuuakh, Indian nation. Graveyard shift people. Yeah, man. And we do give thanks and praise. Salute, I people. What is the difference? Yeah, man. What is the difference between criminal charges in a district court and superior court? How kind of share those breakdown? And them thing here the step-by-step process for basic people. However, irrespective of where you are in any case, you can challenge the jurisdiction. And the moment you challenge the jurisdiction, then yeah, things will get interesting. You understand, man? Usually, and unnecessarily, so them violate your rights or them violate this or that. The challenge of a constitute that state agency or agent exceeding its jurisdiction. You know what I mean? And as such, they have caused injury. Because they have caused injury, they are required to compensate you for damages. And what is the injury? The violation of your rights are one of those injuries, by people. Yeah, man. The confiscation of your private or personal property is considered an injury. The moment them have to make you have to pay money back and forth for you traverse in and out of them system, it's an injury. The psychological shock that is inflicted by you if you experience all of this mess is injurious. So that is injury. So this is the level, I people. Again, we're just here to shine light on information. When I necessarily I tell people say you can come here, come get this kind of process. It's never that for us. It's about being cognizant of who and what you are and where you are. Again, step by step, people. Free yourself from the system. That way, when you're there in your location, a government guy can't come use a bulldozer and tear down nothing. If you is a free man, anywhere you're there, you just build a fence. And you create your document and place it on the public record and then stand on it. Anytime them do anything, them have to compensate you. If for today or tomorrow, they'll have to compensate you because why you put certain things in writing and set it in place before you do anything out there that's too crazy. I know the reason I might go over people's head, but the people them where dep on this level will get it. And the ones them wanna dep on this level, in order to get it, you have to get to this level. Not a Mickey Mouse thing. You understand? It's for people where I use them intellectual ability. You have to think, you have to can reason and reason logically. This is the level for my base people coming to this basic level. Yeah, we're gonna exercise the reasoning ability. Make we talk about it, make we discuss it, make we reason and see if we can come to some kind of, you know, comprehension where we bring clarity and solution. Yeah, man. That's how we think the people. Again, passing through, giving thanks, and a salute to the free people out there, to the truth keepers out there, and by extension, to the truth seekers across the earth. Complete respect with power to the Aboriginal community, straight across the board, no wire fence. For the people them where rate way, yeah. And for the people them where don't, yeah. From your Aborigine, we say salute. Don't move against us adversarially. Now we won't be able to identify you as a part of us. It's as simple as that. Yeah, man. Ha 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 ha. Gratitude. Salute to our First Lady out there. Complete respect with power. Like you, there is no other. If it was, I would have said so. Complete gratitude.